The man of Christ knows that a loving, living, and revealing God did not, as some imply, suddenly lose interest in mankind about 100 AD, grow bored, and wander off into space. The disciple worships an unchanging God and proclaims that the good tidings are brought anew. For the gospel is not merely a gospel for one age, for one people, or for one place. It is a gospel for the galaxies. He sees that only the gospel can really help us avoid the painful excesses and the tug of war between the need for liberty and the need for order. He knows, for instance, that true law enforcement depends on the policing of one's self. If the sentry of self fails, there are simply not enough other policemen to restrain those who will not restrain themselves, and beating the system will become the system. He sees that those who worship at the altar of appetite are very intense. To be fully effective against their enveloping evil, there must exist a sin-resistant strain of souls for whom narcotics, prostitution, gambling, and alcohol hold no allure. For we bind the adversary and his mortal minions only as we bind our appetites. The man of Christ knows that the collapse of systems is always preceded by the collapse of individuals. Camelot began to give way to the world the moment Lancelot and Guinevere gave way to their appetites. He sees prevention, especially through good families, as a superior lifestyle. Parents, therefore, should stay at their posts. If those at the front lines are persuaded to leave their posts to help the reserves build promising fallback fortifications, such parents simply guarantee that both the front lines and all other lines of defense will be savagely overrun. Parents, like a symphony conductor, lead those who actually produce the music. We would be dismayed, however, if an anxious conductor deserted his podium in mid-passage to become a flutist. He sees that those who do too much for their children will soon find they can do nothing with their children. So many children have been so much done for, they are almost done in. The man of Christ knows that only truth, radiant with love, can cross the chasm that lies between some individuals who are light years apart, even though they live under the same roof. The disciple knows that the only conclusive